Hello, my friends. Thank you all for praying for me and my family. Our parish got hit really hard, and we finally got power back at the seventh day. And it was pretty rough. Actually, I think if it just been my husband and I here, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But my dad was here for 2 nights and 3 days, and then finally there he was able to go to my brother's house because they had power, but they just weren't able to get out. But he was miserable. I mean, I literally thought I was going to have to drag him out of that house. And I stayed with him the first 2 nights, and after the second night, I knew I couldn't do it anymore because he had no form of heat in there, and I like to have froze to death. I really thought I was dying. I felt like I had bronchitis. Just so much was coming. It was so cold in there, and I didn't want to leave those heaters on, the little My Buddy heaters and stuff. So what would I rate myself on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 how prepared we were. I would give my husband and I for the week about an 8. We did run out of gasoline, or almost did, for the generator. We have a small generator that kept our freezer going, and my husband was fighting over the refrigerator and the freezer, deep freeze, and I told him finally, let's just keep the deep freeze going. So we had already put some stuff out in the ice chest outside, but it was already. I didn't know if it was ruined or not when it heated up one day to 40. So we went ahead and emptied out. I'm really bad about I haven't put my rice and beans up, and I have all that in here, and I had it in the deep freeze to get the bugs out. Well, it's sat in there for probably 6 months. And so I need to put these in Mylar bags now. But we got that freezer cleaned out about halfway and was able to put the refrigerator items in there, and I was able to take up bags of ice and put in here and laid it on top so that way I could kind of tell too how it was melting, because I was having to open it and use it some. And but we kept a little thermometer. Something you might want to think about getting is just the old-fashioned thermometer that you can put in your freezer to see what the temperature setting is. But that's one thing I would recommend getting. Uh, our parish got hit really hard, and my brother got power back the next day, and my sister didn't get it back till this Monday, 9 days. And she lived right in town, and it was rough. But I never heard anything like that storm. It was just leaves, just not leaves, branches cracking and popping, and then that night thunderstorms and the snow. I heard that one other time in my life. Um, yeah, what really made it hard, I think we would have scored about an 8. I gave Daddy most of my lighting because I didn't want him to be in that house if we lost power, because he's already can't see well without any way to look see. And so I gave him my little light bulb things with the switch, and he wants more of those. He loves those. I've got to find out and see if I can get some more too. Those were a Christmas gift to me one year. And another thing is we had a generator, sleeping bags. If you don't own sleeping bags, then you could possibly get into some. I mean, like, we're in Louisiana. This is a rare event for us, very rare. Uh, we got inches of ice. Then we got the snow on top of that, and then I don't know. I don't know how deep it was. All I know is I looked out on my back deck, and it was about that deep. And to many of you, that's not much, but the ice just killed us. There's branches all over the place. But one thing I told my husband I wanted, because my dad had one of these, and he brought it home as soon as he could go to work. It's this Nebo jump starter and air compressor. It cost him $150. I didn't care because I don't ever want to go without being able to charge our phones and stuff anymore, because really you don't have much to do but stay warm and look at your phone and stay in contact with other people. Everybody was texting me about how Daddy was doing, and I was texting them how they were doing. They were all in their own homes, and it just would go out. This will charge. This is a jump starter, an air compressor, and you can charge your phones and stuff on it. So that's actually something I would get as soon as you can afford it, because for a power outage or anything like that, it's great. The thing we had, it just didn't work, and we always thought it would. All right, I had this. This is a solar charger. We didn't have much sun the first couple of days, and I kept trying to get it to charge, and I couldn't figure it wouldn't work. I don't know what was wrong with it, but still flashing like it's charged some. So, but sleeping bags and this charger, if you can afford a little generator, you don't need much. Just a generator that can keep your freezer going and maybe your stuff charged. We were able to charge phones and stuff on the generator at the same time we would do the freezer. Normally a freezer like that, if you don't open it, it's good for about 48 hours. But we opened it because I had milk and butter. My milk was almond milk and butter and margarine and stuff like that. So I was able to make my dad breakfast and my husband and such. And so that helped. But definitely sleeping bags. They're so much better than just blankets or quilts. It doesn't feel like it would be because it's cold, but it insulates you. So get you some sleeping bags. Let me see what lighting. Lighting was one thing I was just pure miserable about. I could not see in my kitchen. I had one really good light in there, some candles that I don't have it in here. I already put it up, but it was like battery operated. You could turn the lantern and turn it. I prefer battery over charging because the charges go out, and we bought plenty of batteries. So make sure you get plenty of batteries. And let's see. I'm trying to say, it's freezing cold. We had a fireplace, so we had enough firewood, but if I was starting to worry if it continued on into the second week of no power, that I didn't know what it was going to do. Plus, I think the smoke was starting to get to my lungs some because I'm not used to burning it all the time like that. Let me think. I know that's the majority of it, I believe. More instant. I wish I had more instant coffee. I'd been using it. So, you have to kind of go through your preps. And I have a camp stove coffee pot, and we tried making it that way. I don't know. I think I must have put too many grains in it or something, but we'd go ahead and make it that way and just keep a pot on, and all it had to do was reheat it. But more instant coffee was nice for sure. And I already had plenty of tea and stuff like that. Sorry, I've had a cough. My husband had. His is getting better, but I didn't go to the doctor for mine. It's starting to get better. But we still have our whole yard to clean up. My husband had to go to work this week. It's supposed to warm up here. And I'm not normally happy about the 70s in February, but I am now, because that was about all I wanted for this year. And I feel so sorry for y'all all over the country right now who are having to suffer through all of this. But most of you are more prepared than we are down here. And I'm trying to think of some other. Yeah, if you live down this area, get some salt, table salt, because I would sprinkle that out on like little icy surfaces, and I was able to walk on that better. I didn't have proper shoes for this. My husband did. My dad did. But my dad, I was gotten to where I just was calling him Sitting Bull because he did not want to leave out of that house, and he just sat up there like this. And I said, Dad, you're going to freeze to death. I cannot stay up here anymore. I'm going to freeze. You're wearing me out, having to come back and forth to check on you. And stay over here, Anyway, but we got him over here, and he stayed a couple nights, and he was so miserable. First night he did okay. Second night he was just miserable. I know he wanted to be in his house. I know he did. I felt so sorry for him. He stayed with us all that day. The third day, my brother came and got him. They never lost power, but they were now able to get out of their driveway. And Daddy stayed there a night, 2 nights, with heat, food, everything, and he was still miserable. I think he just didn't trust his house, someone getting in his house and doing whatever. I don't know what it is, but what is the deal? You know, I'm so thankful he's home now. He's. I took him to the grocery store this morning. He bought a good bit of groceries. We had already, when we found out he was coming, my husband and I went over there the night before, cleaned out his refrigerator really good and his freezer, and and I went to the store that morning and got him some milk and eggs and things like that. So when he got home, he had some stuff to live on. I take him all the time, so I know what he likes. That is what's going on. And I feel I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping much still because now I'm coughing, but it's getting better. But those are some things I think I would have done different. Be sure and get the charger, get more lighting, sleeping bags. It looks like I'm fixing to stop right here, so I better get off. I'm praying for all of you who are going through this, and I can't even think of anything else. I just wanted to stop by. I'll get back on memory verses soon, as soon as things get calmed down again. I'm trying not to cough. Thank you so much for your prayers, and I will talk to you later. God bless.